Just yesterday, the developers of UBOAT released their recent devlog number 6, which goes into the beta testing, UBOAT progression, and new missions. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not excited about the fact that UBOAT is on its full release here soon, I don't know what to tell you, because the new update and the new devlog that just came out has a plethora of exciting news, and we're going to dive right into it right now. The very first thing that the devs go into in this recent update is the U-boat progression and the fact that we're going to be able to finally advance through the U-boats instead of having to stick with just one U-boat throughout your career. This is one of the most exciting additions to the fact that you aren't going to bore, if you will, of the U-boat that you're currently playing, much like the one I'm playing now. While I love it to death, you know, I've been with it for a while. I would have loved to have advanced into a new and improved U-boat if possible. It's just not possible right now. And as you can see here, the devs stated, if you choose to, you will be able to start with the Type 7A. It's a small and cozy U-boat with a limited range sufficient to perform patrols around the British Isles in 1939 to 1940. The big upside to these U-boats is their smaller size that makes them harder to spot on the surface or detect with sonar under the water. They also have more compact engines and less numerous crew, which emit less noise and make them harder to detect for enemy hydrophone operators. What's really cool though is that it's going to pose some new challenges for you when you start from the very bottom and start working your way to the top, to the best of the U-boats that are out there. For example, the Type 2A lacks the Uzo and deck gun capable of sinking ships, but once you upgrade to the Type 2D, it's going to have quite a decent variant, equipped with the Uzo and a range nearing that of the Type 7. So already, you're going to be posing challenges when you're going off the British Isles and having to deal with the fact that you have to knock out a merchant ship and or a warship, God forbid. And you've got this Type 2A that isn't equipped with any type of deck gun that would be sufficient enough to knock out a merchant ship, should say one torpedo isn't enough. A good example would be if we were to use our submarine now and knock a merchant ship out of action to where it can't move anymore. We could simply surface the ship, use our deck gun, and riddle it with a few rounds, and it's going to go down. However, with this Type 2A variant, you're going to have to either get a very good strike on the boat to sink it with one torpedo and or have to use multiple torpedoes to sink a merchant ship. Upsides and downsides, right? Upsides, you're still remaining hidden. However, downside is you aren't going to be able to progress as much as you would want to with, say, a submarine that holds more torpedoes. And what we're going to do is we'll bring up another picture of the Type 2A again. I mean, look at this guy. He's got nothing. How many torpedoes does it say it has? 5 torpedoes, and it has 3 tubes. And they're only frontal. This has no rear tube to fire. So for the first variant, you are only going to be able to fire from the front, which isn't a big deal for me because I hardly ever use my rear torpedoes. But it just goes to show you, we have 5 torpedoes total. And then we have to return back to port to resupply. So that goes to show you, we're not going to be going very far with this Type 2A when we first start. Maybe staying around the British Channel, looking for lone merchant ships at best. We certainly wouldn't be going after a convoy with this thing. So it's gonna change up the game plan quite a bit. But it is going to be absolutely exciting, and I absolutely look forward to it. Now, an interesting U-boat that they're going to be adding is going to be the Type 7C-41, which they say is one that you may be familiar with in real life because as the U-995, the main upgrade to this U-boat is that it has a much higher pressure resistance than its predecessors, but also starts with heavily armed Term 4 conning tower by default. So I don't know if that's going to be late game or if you're going to be able to use that right away, but you're already coming out with a very heavily armored conning tower that's going to protect you, no doubt, from enemy strafing runs and deck guns of warships should you be sticking your conning tower out of the water when you shouldn't be. So, new little variants that they're adding, very exciting stuff. Looking forward to it. Again, the developers have done an incredible job so far, just adding so much to this game when it comes out in full release. Something else that they're going to be adding, and I don't know if I'm just not looking at this the right way right now or if I'm just not noticing it, but I can't see the difference. However, it is an addition and something that people might be excited for, and that is alternative map mode, which the developers say is good news for all simulation lovers. We've added a new gameplay mode that doesn't have the integrated 3D view on the map, but instead the map is always presented in a 2D paper-like style. To make such mode practical, we've also ensured that ports are now drawn directly onto the map. As you may have noticed, previously port wharfs weren't present on it, and only after approaching the port was it visible to see in 3D. I don't know if this is what they're trying to show, the picture I'm showing you guys right now. I don't see the difference. So comment down below if you're seeing it and let me know what I am missing here. However, maybe it's just something I'll have to, once I actually activate it and use it on the full release, I'll fully understand it and then realize just the big difference. But I think I kind of see the wharf right there kind of drawn in. Maybe that's what they're talking about. But yeah, I don't know. If you guys know, comment down below, let me know. I'd like to definitely give this a try once it's out. Now, if I'm being completely honest, one of the most exciting things I've read regarding this update is the fact that they're adding new missions, and here it is. For the next update, we've added several new historically based missions. For example, there is a new mission where you will land a demolition team to sabotage a railway near Alexandria. These new missions belong to new multi-stage campaigns, one for the Atlantic and one for the Mediterranean. Hell yes. Let's be honest here. A lot of the missions on this game right now are very repetitive. Go here and sink this much tonnage and travel this distance. Go there and again sink this much tonnage. It might be a couple thousand more or a couple thousand less. And then come back and report your findings. Go here and drop that spy off. Very repetitive. However, you know, it's a game that it was beta and they are getting everything ready. But the fact that they're adding new missions now, oh my goodness. What are you guys hoping though? I mean, we've already talked about it, but what are some really cool missions that you could think of that we could do that, I mean, again, there's still time for the developers to add this stuff. It's not too late. And lastly, in this update, what they have announced is that there is going to be a lookout crew. It's a small feature, although it's something that has often been requested and is actually very aesthetically pleasing. The officer assigned to the lookout crew no longer sits all day near the Uzo, but uses binoculars like the rest of the crew to watch. He goes to the Uzo only when ordered to prepare a torpedo for solution. So at least you're going to have another lookout. The main captain up there, I mean, that's what they did when they were actually on the conning tower helping out. They weren't just standing around or down below doing nothing. They were actually assisting in the lookouts. So again, just kind of add to the historical accuracy, if you will. Something very small, but it was something that was requested. And again, I just can't express to you guys, I think I've said this in every single update video that has come out and that I've made about U-Boat, is the fact that it's so awesome that the developers are taking ideas from their community and implementing them into these updates and the full release. Something as small as this, someone said, hey, this is what would happen, this is what they did, and I think it would look really nice, it'd be aesthetically pleasing. And the developers sat there and went, you know what, let's do it, let's add it. So there's still time. Get to the forums. I think I've said this also on every single video that I've come out, and add those ideas and opinions to the forums, and you very well just might see them. Lastly, here it is. Beta testing is going to happen before the full release. And I think, if I remember correctly, the full release is slated for June, May, June, but there's no confirmed date. I think that's what the developers are hoping for. However, it could be pushed back. There's no hard confirmed date as to when it's going to be released, but I think the May, June months were what they were hoping for. But beta testing is going to be happening. Check it out. While we finish the content that we planned, as things stand, there is clearly still work left with bug fixes and prepping the final release. For this reason, we've decided to organize beta testing before we leave the waters of early access. Doing this will let us work together to finalize this update and finish this last phase faster. It will also be a chance for the modding community to adjust the mods to the base game changes. That's pretty cool. They're not just going to drop this and then all the mods that have been created, and the modders have done an incredible job with some of the mods that they've created, but they're not going to just drop it and then all those mods can't be used anymore. They're going to do this early access, or beta testing, excuse me, and then the modders are going to be able to adjust the mods so that they are compatible for when the full release is. That's pretty cool. You know, it's pretty thoughtful if you think about it, right? Most developers would just say, here it is, we didn't tell you guys, oh well, money, money, money. But these guys are saying like, hey, we're going to do some beta testing, modders, get up to date with everything, and then when the full release goes, everyone still has the mods and they work. Pretty cool, if you ask me. They go on to say, we plan to run the testing for about a month, and everyone who already owns the game will be able to participate. We will provide you with more details in a separate announcement as soon as we have all the details ready. And we can't wait to show you what we've been working on. While this is still the same U-Boat we all know, it now feels more fleshed out and different in many ways. We hope to see you back on the Atlantic. Pretty epic. Wow. I mean, I can't express just how excited I am. Should I do the beta test? I don't know. You guys let me know. Comment down below. Should I do and start a full series while the beta testing is going on, or should I wait for the full release? I was thinking what I might do is just make obviously a few episodes showing off the new additions to the game so that we can get ready for those once the full release is here. I don't know if I'll start a new series though, but comment down below, let me know what you guys think. And again, if you are new to U-boat games, U-boat simulation video games, I'm telling you, the U-boat is the way to go for right now. If you are brand new, it's very easy to get into, very fun, and not very difficult at all. I have a how-to guide just for new players that are getting the game. I'll throw it up in the top right here so you guys can click it if you're interested. It gets you started and gets you in this game. This is a much more easy game to get into and perfect than, say, the likes of Silent Hunter 4, Silent Hunter 3, or the Silent Hunter series. Not bashing that game in any way, shape, or form. That is an epic game in and of itself, but it is definitely a much more advanced simulator game, if you will, rather than U-boat. Super fun still. But anyways, I hope you guys are excited about this update, and I hope you guys are excited about the full release. I know I sure am. If you guys have enjoyed the video, please comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought. Likewise, comment down below and let me know what you would like to see in the final months. Hopefully that they're going to add what would you like to see in the new devlogs that are coming out. And if you aren't already but would like to see more videos of mine on U-boat and other video games, please consider subscribing as I try and get videos out on a weekly basis, and definitely bringing out updates on U-boat so you all are ready for this when it comes out finally on its full release day. Anyways, I'm going to get back at it and start, working on the next episode for U-boat. But until then, I hope you all have an incredible day. Take it easy, okay?